Village Council meeting to order here at 6:35 p.m. on April 21st, 2020. I'd like to welcome the general public and all council members, Amy Cossack, Chris Paquette, Jim Lyons. I believe both chiefs are on the council meeting to order here at 6:35 p.m. We certainly find ourselves in unprecedented times with the coronavirus that has descended upon our nation. So a lot of effort went into putting this meeting together. I think Sean Snell's still online. So hopefully the public can see what we're doing. We certainly want to continue to operate in the sunshine as it states in the state of Ohio's laws. And I know we won't be able to directly talk to our public this evening, but you will be able to email questions in. I encourage the general public to reach out through our emails, through our telephone numbers, et cetera, if you have any questions or problems. But at this time, I want to go ahead and ask for a roll call, Chris.
Heights.
Here.
Bertone.
Here.
Backnick.
Here.
Harrison.
Here.
Horton.
Here.
Cersei.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, we have all 6 members of council here, and we have a legal meeting. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the regular council meeting held back on March 3rd? My God, that feels like a year ago already.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
That's Bertone. Second.
Cersei.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Harrison.
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, from our solicitor this evening, Jim Lyons, you have anything at the start of the meeting, sir?
No report.
Thank you, sir. For my report this evening, April is the month of childhood prevention, and I have a proclamation here to read off. I'll do that. Whereas all children of our community have the right to live and grow in a safe, secure, and supportive environment, enter school prepared to succeed, be able to choose healthy behaviors, and grow to successful adulthood. And whereas we, the leaders of this community, acknowledge that those rights are not always available to all children, and although there has been significant progress to increase the safety and security of our children, we renew our commitment to protecting our most vulnerable resource. And whereas starting in 2019, Lake County Children's Services responded to 2,450 calls regarding children and their families, and as a result, Children's Services worked with approximately 1,000 children who presented a variety of issues which could not be easily resolved. And whereas over 100 foster families, adoptive families, relatives, and other alternative caregivers provided a safe environment for children who were unable to be in their family home. And whereas statistics show that a great majority of children who died from child maltreatment in the state of Ohio were under the age of 5 years old, thus never having the chance to attend kindergarten. And statistics further show that survivors of child abuse and neglect are at a greater risk for problems later in life that affect not just the child and family, but our society as a whole. And whereas the best prevention of child abuse can be done if we both as a society and as individuals take responsibility to offer parents and families the support and tools they need to provide healthy, nurturing homes for their children. Now, therefore, I, Timothy S. Manross, Mayor of the Village of Fairport Harbor, do hereby offer this proclamation designating April 2020 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the Village of Fairport Harbor. We urge the citizens of our community to join with us to become involved in activities this month and all through the year to raise the awareness of child abuse and to focus our attention on providing safe environments for children and fostering confident, positive parents. Okay. From our administrator, oh no, I'm sorry, before I move on, I need a motion from council. It's my suggestion that we start our summer schedule, which we usually do 1 meeting a month. We should do the last meeting of the month, so that would be the 3rd Tuesday, and I would suggest we start that in May. Hopefully we're meeting back in person by then, but we'll have to see what the guidelines are as the governor moves forward with that. So I need a motion to move to the summer schedule starting the 2nd meeting in May.
So
I'll
moved.
make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Horton,
Aye.
Vacknick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Saracy.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is Amy Cossack, our administrator, to give her report. Let me take the time here to just talk a little bit about Amy and Chris and the chiefs as we move through. I don't want to slight anybody, but the leadership at Village Hall has been truly outstanding, and it's been an honor to serve during this time with all of you. Amy and Chris and the chiefs have worn multiple hats and have changed multiple directions, sometimes daily. This is a fast-moving process that we find ourselves in. But I can tell you, we're dealing with these fine folks on a day-to-day basis that we could not be in better hands. And I thank them for their service to our government and to our citizens at this time. So Amy, if you would, with your report, please.
Well, thank you, Mayor. That's very kind. And it has been a pleasure to work with you as well and the chiefs. It's been a crazy busy time around here, but we're hanging in there. So I'll give you a quick update on COVID-19. The coordination of procedures and public messages has been going on at Village Hall since I attended the first emergency management meeting on March 11th, the Lake County District. The village has been very proactive in putting procedures in place to protect residents and village employees, as well as providing continuous updates to the public to help them navigate through this public health emergency. I've included copies of our correspondence with the public in your packets. All this information has been posted to our village website and to the village Facebook page. I also participate in a conference call twice a week with Lake County mayors, city managers, and administrators to get updates from the Lake County General Health District. In addition, the village receives daily updates from the Ohio Emergency Management Agency. The mayor, Chief Leonard, Chief Lloyd, and I have provided our contact information to the Lake County Emergency Management Agency to receive messages from the county alert system, should that become necessary. And Fire Chief Bob Lloyd provides us with regular incident briefing reports. On March 17th, we closed public access to Village Hall and provided a message to the community regarding the new steps that are in place to continue to communicate and conduct business with Village Hall. Staff members at Village Hall started working on rotating shifts at that point. Village employees now start the day with temperature checks. And in addition to our daily efforts to keep everything sanitized at Village Hall, we also hired a professional cleaning service to ensure that all departments have been thoroughly disinfected. We issued an update to all staff members on the steps being taken to ensure a safe working environment. And finally, since our March 3rd meeting, we have received a lot of coverage in the News Herald, including an article renaming the Fairport Road Bridge, which we'll see when a ceremony will become available for that, given our climate right now. Our East Street project, the Fairport Men's Civic Club dinner being postponed, Fairport Harbor Schools reporting a COVID-19 case, Glazed Donut Shop opening up on 3rd Street right before this pandemic hit, Fairport Mardi Gras Committee's decision to cancel the event, and finally an editorial in the News Herald on April 12th supporting the Mardi Gras decision to hold off on the event for 2020. And copies of these articles are also enclosed in your packet. So been a very busy time, and I appreciate all of you that have been checking in on us and seeing what you can do to help. And it's been great teamwork over here. So that concludes my report.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Do we have any questions for Amy this evening?
Tim,
Yes.
before I forget it, I want to thank you for putting out all of the great information that you've made available to the village. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Again, that's a team effort with everybody there at Village Hall. I would like to take credit for all the words that have been written in my name, but I would be lying if I did. That's a total team effort there. So thank you again to all of them. Anybody else have any other questions, comments for Amy? Okay, before I move on, I want to recognize Chris Yano too. Chris, the senior center has been closed since the beginning And Chris has been working steadily. There's a very big senior population, as you all know, here in town. Chris continues to serve them and attend to their needs as best that she can. So she's been just been doing a fantastic job with that as well. Is Clyde Haddon on the call?
Yes, I am.
Clyde, we're to you on the report, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Hopefully you can hear me. Couple updates on our projects. The East Street improvements, we're in the process of getting a pre-con going. That should happen, very soon, if not next week. The water plant filters, those plans are ready. We're ready to advertise. I'll be sending the advertisement over to Amy within the next day or two to get that finalized. The water plant HAB improvements, the hazardous algae bloom improvements are under design, and that's going to be a June bid. And as far as the road program goes, I know we had a streets and sidewalks meeting on, I think it was back on the 3rd as well. And we talked about a couple of options there regarding milling off of asphalt and letting that sit for a little bit and see how it looks and evaluate it. But at this point, I haven't finalized anything on that. So, and that's about it.
And I know Clyde has been busy with reaching out to the county, trying to figure out how some of these stimulus funds are going to trickle down through the county and into the village here. There are some projects that we might be able to move around. Some of those might deal with the water plant in the future. Some of those could be sewer separations and stuff like that. So, we're leaning into a lot of the developments and still continuing to work with our county and our state federal leaders. We do anticipate and I'll let Chris talk a little bit about this, but we do anticipate a little hit in the income tax revenues coming in. But a lot of this is still unknown at this time. But we're very actively, again, engaging and trying to figure out what we may qualify for and what we may not qualify as far as stimulus monies go. Thank you, Clyde, for your report. Does anybody have any questions of Clyde?
Mayor, this is Tony.
Yes, Tony.
Just a real quick one. The new bridge, East Street Bridge, the railing on top of the protective barriers is starting to peel. All the paint is coming off and exposing it. It's not very old. I'm wondering if it's under warranty or if we could take a look into that.
Sure. Clyde and Amy, will you send a follow-up to the state on that?
Yes.
Yes, 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 I will.
Thank you. Okay, if no other questions, we'll go to our fiscal officer, Chris Paquette.
Okay, I provided the fund summary through 16 April. Revenues, as the mayor said, we look like we're on track on paper, but we know that Rita is projecting about a $60,000 shortfall in income tax collections this year, which kind of falls into what we're seeing in actual collections. The reason we're showing revenue is steady right now is because we got 55% of the levy money in already. So we'll see after June where we actually sit on everything. The senior center van failed to meet the reserve of $4,000 at auction. It only received a bid of $2,025. Michiano has requested that we advertise to sell the van for $4,000. That would require a 2-week ad in the News Herald. If council wants to do that, I could use a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Bertone,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Batnick,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Harrison.
Aye.
Thank you. We have legislation tonight asking the auditor of the county to certify to value a tax renewal for the police, fire equipment, and road levy in the November election. We also have a legislation to contract to purchase salt through ODOT. As of right now, ODOT still wants signatures from council, so I'll have that available here at the village office. If you could stop in and sign it in the next day or so, I'd appreciate it, or at least 4 of you anyway, if you're in the area. And I will continue to contact ODOT to see if they're mind if it's a little late. Legislation also tonight to authorize pandemic pay, which is a stipend of $1.50 per hour for time worked by the emergency services personnel, fire and police. It would not be available for vacation, holiday, compensated time, sick time, and it would treat overtime as straight. So if they would get paid for overtime, but they would still get the $1.50 for every hour they worked. And then I have a summary payment list so that you can see all the bills that were provided or would have been provided tonight for you to sign. And if the finance committee would initial off on that, they're welcome to come in and sign the bills at any time if you want. But just to make sure we have at least something to present the auditors that down the road, if you could just sign that and drop it off, that'll work for me. And that's all I have, Mayor. Any questions from council?
Chris, Vern here. How late is somebody in on Friday at Village Hall?
Usually there's someone, I don't know if Amy's going to be here, how late she's here.
Yeah, I'm here till 4:30 on Friday, Vern.
Okay, I'll stop in on my way into town on Friday. Probably 3:30-ish.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't have anything for you, Chris. Thank you for the report. Finance Committee, I don't want to try to set a meeting tonight, but we will need to get together. Chris, I, and Amy will figure out what the timing may look like. We're going to try to meet together. So I don't think we'll try to do a meeting before the beginning of May here. Again, we'll try to see what the governor's going to relax here as far as the gatherings go. And then there's probably going to be a need for a utilities meeting again. There's nothing burning, right now that we have to meet for, but just a couple of items on the agenda. So if those committees could just be patient with us, and we'll get some meeting dates and times out here in the near future.
Mayor, it's Tony.
Yes, sir.
When you, the 3 of you meet, if you'd like me to come in, I can come in. We can keep our social distance, I suppose. And if you want to start reviewing that way, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely can. I think we could probably start meeting upstairs in the war room, but I got to work that out with the chiefs.
Okay.
Because they're using the old chambers for their command center basically at the moment. So we'll just figure that out going forward. But thank you, sir.
If we need another space to meet,
Mhm.
we can use one of my conference rooms after hours.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. The only committee reports, safety committee. I know there was the chief's reports in the packets. I don't know if Mr. Cersey has anything to add, or the chiefs had anything to add.
Nothing from the police department.
Just wanted to thank all the safety forces.
Duly noted. Okay. All right. So I need a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Cersey. Aye. Becknick.
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Harrison.
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-020, a resolution declaring it necessary to renew an existing 1 9/10 mil road tax levy and requesting the Lake County Auditor to certify the total current tax valuation of the village and the dollar amount of the revenue that would be generated by that additional levy and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Bertone,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Bertone,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-021, a resolution declaring it necessary to renew an existing 3 9/10 mil police tax levy and requesting the Lake County Auditor to certify the total current tax valuation of the village and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by that replacement levy and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt. Second.
Frank, you need to suspend.
Motion to suspend. Second.
On the motion to suspend, Saracen,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you. On the motion to adopt, Saracen,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-022, a resolution declaring it necessary to renew an existing 2 5/10 mil fire equipment levy and requesting the Lake County Auditor to certify the total current tax valuation of the village and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by that additional levy and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Horton,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Horton,
Aye.
Saracen, Backnick,
Aye. Sorry.
Harrison,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-023, a resolution to place delinquent accounts upon the tax list of the Village of Fairport Harbor for collection and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Horton,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Horton,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights.
Before I vote, are we allowed to do this right now?
I checked, and this was, this particular place was sold. They have left the property, and if we don't certify it, the chances are we might not get any money for this bill.
Okay, then aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution number 2020-024, authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2020.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Bertone,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-025, a resolution amending resolution 2019-93 to add pandemic pay for fire and police personnel until the 22nd of June 2020 and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Resolution number 2020-026, a resolution confirming the appointment of Thomas V.J. McGurvey as a probationary special police officer for the Village of Fairport Harbor, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Saracen,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Saracen,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-027, a resolution authorizing the administrator to apply for community development block grant funds and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay, on the motion to suspend, Harrison,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Harrison,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Saracen,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-028, a resolution supporting fair housing.
Motion to adopt.
Second,
Motion to suspend.
second,
On the motion to suspend, Backnick,
Aye.
Horton,
aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Backnick,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I adjourn, or before I move to the public session of this, I want to thank council for their unanimous support of the resolution with the pay to the police and fire off departments. I know that two of our paramedic, firefighter, EMTs have foregone some of their part-time work during this time voluntarily to serve our residents. The bump and pay note is in no way meant to, replace that, but it is our humble way of saying a little more than just the words thank you to those that are on the front lines. There's a lot of us that are still working. Whether you're in sanitation, whether you're working in a factory, et cetera, still trying to keep the wheels of this country moving. So there's a great many people out there that are going above and beyond on a daily basis. And we just want to recognize that. It's not just the first responders, but everybody else that's doing the work too. As Amy said in the beginning, we've taken every appropriate action and steps that we think we can take to protect the rest of our workforce. And we'll continue to do so. So thank you again for your support with that. Council have any other questions or anything else they want to discuss this evening?
Mayor, it's Tony.
Yes, sir.
So with the old R Pets factory,
Yes.
facility, Cosmid, whatever they are, why don't we approach our state reps, maybe our state senators, and see if there's any way we can, the building is vacant, if there's any way we can interest somebody in coming in and making PPE or whatever out of that facility. It may not be possible, but we have a facility, we have a need, and we have a huge medical industry right around us, so maybe we could do something with that. So
That's a good idea. I'll have Amy reach out to the Songuses. The Songuses have been very proactive in reaching out to us. The Songuses, for those that don't know, are the property owners and the old owners of our pets. They are very eager to find a tenant for that building. I can assure you that they'll leave no stone unturned to try to get that occupied. But I think that's a great suggestion, and I'll ask Amy to follow up with that to see if there's anything that we can do.
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So Chris, do we have any questions?
No, we have no questions, Mayor.
All right. Well, this is my favorite part of the meeting. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Second.
Saracy,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Stay safe. Hopefully this is the last time we meet like this, but we'll see where we go in the future. Thank you again for all that put this together. Good night.
Thanks, team.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.